in these races. Ludge, obviously being the winner, could control her time and her effort. And now we are into the race that we are waiting to see. And how about that? A quick move by Dennis Mbuta right off the bat to get to the front. He kind of had to use a little elbow power to get out there. And who's he running with that could help him from Grand Valley?
For Grand Valley today, they're racing Dennis Mbuta there, and then Jonathan Grundyke, the next Grand Valley State runner there, a very capable 800 runner who's raced at the national level there. He raced yesterday with the 1,200 meter leg in the DMR. And then the third Grand Valley runner that we have out there today is Jacob Domagalski, who is also a very strong and accomplished miler and then an outdoor steeplechase athlete.
Good guy in cross as well, and he's one of those people that is athletic. I mean, and there is a little bit of a difference when you see a guy who does a steeplechase and also cross in the mile. That means he's willing to take on some different kind of challenges. Grand Valley first, second, and fifth at the moment. Mbuta up there right now. And Jonathan Grundyke right with him. We see the Ashland runner. That's Ian Johnson, who Mbuta held off in the distance medley relay. But it looks to me like Dennis Mbuta is ready to go right here. I mean, a guy who's obviously going to be around for all the other events. He's qualified for the Nationals. He's going to be a factor on the national scene. But still, I think that when you've got the competitive urge like he has, he wants to go. But right now he's going to give way to his teammate, and Grundyke's going to move up in front. You expect to see these guys bounce back and forth a little bit?
You have to think that head coach Jerry Baltus might have some tactics going on here with these two athletes, knowing that we'll see Dennis Mbuta a little bit later in the 800-meter run today. You'd have to think that he has some sort of a plan here to help these two athletes work together, maybe have Dennis conserve a little bit more energy. But it's important and crucial for Grand Valley State that they can come away with as many points as possible here in this event in the mile, just looking ahead for the team standing. So although you'll see them maybe take turns there with Jonathan Grundyke currently leading and Jacob Domagalski coming up shortly with Dennis Mbuta, they're still going to really look to control this race and come home with a lot of points.
One guy that got up there and made a little bit of a move was the senior from Northwood, Trestin Mancillas-Finnerty, who went up and challenged for the lead, but he was repelled a little bit by the Grand Valley pair. Looks to me like Domagalski is laboring a little bit, but he's solidly in fifth, and he's right with the lead pack. Mbuta looks like he wants to go right now. Couple of laps to go, and they're going to go by our position right here in about 2:41. And Mbuta in the lead. We talked about the runner from Northwood coming up for second, and is this about the time for Mbuta? A little over a minute remaining in this race.
These athletes probably aren't going to set PRs in today's race. They're not pushing the pace a lot here, but still a very competitive race for all these athletes. Staying strong. Tristan from Northwood, who was fourth in this event last year, is racing very strong there, right behind Dennis Mbuta. You can see Jonathan Grundyke and Jacob Domagalski also making a move now here. Ian Johnson also not letting off there. So we saw him last night in the mile, bouncing back very strong here. Last year, Ian Johnson finished 7th in this mile event. So the junior from Ashland is really looking to improve upon that placement and help his team in the team standings.
Well, you've talked about the kick speed that this guy possesses. Let's see. Right now, Domagalski coming up for third. And Grundyke right there as well. The Northwood runner wants to stay right on the heels of Mbuta, but when can we expect to see Mbuta really turn it on as we see his Grand Valley teammate coming up and making a move right now? That's Domagalski, who's come up for second, and he wants to go right at his teammate Mbuta. And Mbuta sees him and says, I'm not necessarily inclined to just let my buddy get by me here. Great training partners and friends, and Mbuta's starting to step it up right now. It could be a 1-2-3 finish, but here comes Johnson trying to chase down Mbuta. Johnson's turning it on. Mbuta looking over his shoulder. Mbuta says, no, you're not going to get there. 1, 3, and 4 for Grand Valley. Grundyke third, and